You see, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But it took some ass whooping along the way to get that message across. People press you because you're quiet and different. You have to crack that nigga right in the face. So here's my story of my first fight. So I'm around about 5 years old and I'm in creche, kindergarten as it's called, but it's creche here in South Africa. Some people say creechy, but that's their own feelings. So anyway, I'm 5 and we live uptown and my creche is downtown. Like as in the downest of towns. Taxi rank, street vendors would be everywhere. So one of my favorite foods is cabbage. Yes, cabbage. I said I'm South African, didn't I? Anyway, it's cabbage, beans, and chakra. Chakra is basically pot bread. So every morning on our way to creche, my mother and I would go into the store and would buy chips, yogurts, and all kinds of snacks for me to take to creche. But on this particular morning, I wanted to take beans to creche because I saw that there were some leftovers. So I was like, yo, moms, can I have some beans for creche? Now I was a very, let's say peculiar. I was a very peculiar kid. So my mom obliged and she packed some beans in the Tupperware for me. Excited as I am, I can't wait to get to creche. I get to creche and I put my bag down and I go play with some of my friends for a while. I decide I'm bored of playing now, so I go inside to my beloved beans, of course. I open and take a spoon out. Yes, I had a spoon. I'm a civilized kid. And I start eating the shit. Well, I start eating the beans. I eat it cold because, like I said, peculiar kid, remember. So my friends come in and they're like, wow, you have beans. Give us some. I'm like, nah fam. That ain't happening. Now these friends start coming for my beans like vultures coming at a weak animal dying. They come from all angles, so if I defend one, the other one goes for my beans. I defend that one comes. I defend that one comes. Now this kid, let me explain. Let's call him Scary. Why Scary, you ask? Because he had this hand like a guy from Scary Movie. You know, the standing ovation guy? He had a hand like that motherfucker. He makes it to my beans. Of course, karma, hey? He makes it to my beans and he digs his grotesque hand into my beans and puts it to his mouth, eating my beans like a crocodile eating a fish. I lose my mind because now I know I'm not eating my beans after evil McDougal just dunked his hands in them like it's milk and his hand is an Oreo cookie or some shit. I see one of these old school tennis rackets, the thick toy ones, a yellow one. I pick it up, I aim at a Scary Movie dude's face and I throw it as hard as I can. It connects. Of course it connects. No, it is I. It connects and I hear a big crack. Now I don't know if the crack was his nose or the cracking of the tennis racket on his face. He screams and he cries like a Wookiee, you know. The other niggas back off and the teacher runs over at the sound of King Kong crying away. My mom gets called in, of course. I don't remember what was said. They went into the office. I was standing outside. And I remember walking home with my mom and her saying to me, "You're never going back to that school again." I never got in trouble. It was never spoken of again. Nobody said anything. My mother asked me what happened for my side of the story on our way home, which I told her. And that was about that. I was either expelled or my mom just took me out of a lame ass creche. This is actually the reason why I started school a grade earlier, because of the expel / creche dropout. Yeah, I guess I'm a creche dropout. So I guess standing up for myself did me good, and you should always stand up for yourselves. But hey, violence is never the answer unless you are winning. Goodbye. Yeah. You should breathe out life. Breathe out life.
It takes a second, takes a moment to breathe out life, to give out life. They murder you, a bleed out knife. You cannot fight, they laugh at you and give out punch. Punching and punching and knocking till you laid out twice. Yeah, that's lies, they're milking you to pay that price. Yeah, that's right, they're willing you to pay that price. I'll say that price, they're pushing you to pay that price. You think that's nice, they're cooking you and you that spice. Corner to corner, they're watching you to bring that fight. Order to order, they're leading you to drink that Sprite. It still pains, affecting you. you to miss that strike. You're working hard just to pay them back, and that's just right. Keeping you underneath, observing so you don't fly. Giving you very deep abrasions so you can fight. Taking your dreams out the equation so you can sight. It's what you do, not what you say, so just leave that pipe. The man is coming out to murder you. You see that light? The consequences are ahead of you. Can see that fight? I'm one man, one band, and I can fight all night. You're pressing hard, you're coming at me, but my strike's tight. Yeah. Of me, I'm left to contemplating this the life that is part of me. I hear on radio stations playing losers instead of me. It's not